Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Yeah man, it's been a minute. And life has been it's been good. Um there has been a lot happening that I don't think it's stuff to write home about. It's life has been lifing. A few things haven't been going our way, or should I say my way, but that's life. And I think for me, it's God just saying, not now, or not this path, take that one. And I have been accepting of some of the situations, and some it's just difficult to accept. Um, I have actually been going through something consistently. I think since 2018 or 17, this thing has started becoming an issue. So all along things have been going okay, and then I hit a brick wall, or not even a brick wall, just I hit a stone basically in 2017, or what I thought was a stone, and then just continued to push up until now, and there's been stones, man. I've just been kicking. And yeah, I think I want to take the time to talk about that now, because that's what I'm going through at the moment. So what it is, guys, it is school. Many of you know that I've been studying for the longest time. I think I've been studying since I left high school. Yeah. So when I left high school, I just started working. Well, I did attempt to study for I think a year. You know what it is in black families. Parents take loans, and you want to just figure this thing out, man. You just want yourself in there, and the rest you'll figure out later. I was of the ignorant type. I didn't think of the situation entirely. It was just about going to university, and man, everything else we'll figure out later. Ignorant also of, I think, my family's financial situation. I didn't explore other avenues in terms of finances. I just thought, you know what, they're gonna figure it out. And I think also on my family's part, they were also a bit naive by not probably sitting me down and exploring the options with me. They probably thought, well, we're also going to just figure this out as we go. She's gonna go to school. Well, as you know, things didn't go as planned, and a year later I found myself in corporate. So yeah, my brother kind of hooked me up, and I got myself a desk in a company, and there I was in the sales department doing some admin work. And initially, okay, it's always been the plan. The plan has always been to work and get myself through school. And I guess along the way, when the money is flowing, and you're getting this salary at the end of the month, yes, in the beginning you are paying your fees, finding your way. Eventually there is life also happening. There is boyfriends, and eventually there is kids, and yeah, man, then you just find yourself, priorities are just piling up. School is no longer priority. It's actually just sitting at the bottom of the pile now. Now there's other things at the top, and you just need to keep rolling with the punches and still trying to make this thing work. I think on my part, I'd be stupid if I didn't acknowledge the mistakes I did. I didn't make the right choices, I guess, at the time. things that lead to you having kids, like you are still studying, you are here juggling a job because your parents can't afford to take you to school, you're taking yourself to school. So I guess priority should have stayed school, which it didn't. Relationships take over, and you just become so consumed with what's happening in your life. I think when my first child was born, it was still okay, because you have your parents, they take care of your first child practically. Well, if you still have your parents, they will take care of that first child, and you won't really feel it, and I didn't really feel it. I think I could still go by. I was still working and still able to pay for my studies, still lifing up until the relationship, I think, started hitting rock bottom. It got ugly, and I think that also got me distracted. It got me distracted in terms of work. It got me distracted in terms of study. That time in my life was so difficult. I think it was the darkest time in my life. I've never gone through such. And I went through that, and then I think a couple of months later, it was my dad's passing. And as my dad's passing was happening, the relationship was going through what it was going through, and it was dark, and these things were happening in parallel. When I say I was going, guys, I can't even put it into words. Great. I still didn't have the degree that I wanted. I'm still working towards it. I am working a 9-to-5 where, yeah, I'm good at what I do, but it's not where I want to be, So I think my relationship was all I had. That was it for me. Like, that was the successful thing, and it's not working out as well, just shattered me. So that time was really hard. I tried by all means to salvage the situation, which is the worst thing I could have ever done. Please excuse me, my lashes. It's 5:02. We need to go refill. We need to go do something. But yeah, man, it was that time of your life where you just realizing things, and then there's that thing, that globe that just lights on. And you know what? That was the best thing that could have happened. And I won't lie, I cried. I went through the darkest of times. I won't lie that, there was a time where I cried. There's a time when things were a mess. There was a time where I'd go to work and I couldn't work. I couldn't concentrate. I'd cry. I'd have to go home. Things were so dire. Things were so bad. I had to go back home. I had to pack my things and go back home. I was living with the dude. Yo, guys, the things we do. So that I had to go back home. I had to pack my shit and leave, I went back home, and I think that was a magical time, because that's when I really took back, who I was. Like, when you're in relationships, guys, you really honestly lose yourself in it. You forget who you are, and you know what? There's a side of you that you haven't explored. There's a side of you that you need to look for deep down and find, and you need to take care of that person, because that person has been suppressed for like a very long time, and you have had this other half that you've been glorifying and caring for, and who hasn't appreciated you for the longest time, and you've forgotten you. So it was a beautiful time, man. I discovered so much about myself. The self-love then was beautiful. After some time, I guess the planning around the child had to happen, and just when I wanted to do the whole co-parenting thing and discussing how things are gonna go, there was also a part of me that wanted to detach completely. I now wanted like nothing to do because I didn't want that wandering thing anymore. I just wanted to release. I wanted to move on. And just as I'm about to draw up a co-parenting plan, a holiday plan, you have her on this day, you have her on the other day, nigga comes back. Nigga comes back, guys. Anyway, nigga comes back, and yeah, the rest is the history. But when he did come back, shit wasn't still perfect, Things were messy, very messy. But eventually, I think the work was not much with us two, like fixing things relationship. The work was mostly with him. So there was nothing I could do, even if I came back or if he wanted me back. There was nothing I could do because the change needed to happen with him. So whatever it is that he was going through, he was going through. Not the relationship, not me. So eventually, the work that needed to happen happened with him. But for the longest time, it was still a back and forth thing where you feel inadequate, but why do I feel inadequate? You want to fight with this guy, but why are we fighting? Because things just didn't make sense for the longest time until second baby came along. And during all of this, guys, studies are disturbed because your attention is on this relationship. My studies were going well before he came back. I had just passed my second year. Work is paying for my studies. So when he comes back, I'm still going, Things are going okay at school. I'm passing. I'm now looking forward to, studying psychology and all that. So when he does come back now, things are okay, but they're messy. So we stop again. This is when I'm about to finish all my psychology modules, and then there's a psychology module that I'm particularly battling with. But when I stopped, when I stopped at school, I stopped because I failed the psychology module. Mind you, I failed because of my relationship problems. I let them take over. So it was difficult, but there was a time when I was supposed to go right and I was not prepared. Truth of the matter. And I basically flunked. And I failed, and UNISA was tired of this honey. They were tired of me. No, I'm kidding. But then, if you fail, I think 3 times consecutively, or you don't make your... What is it? I don't know if it's a percentage. I don't know what it's even called anymore, guys. So they basically exclude you from academic studies and you academic year. I don't know, something where they exclude you from the university, okay? And you no longer can study until you have acquired a certificate or something from outside. So that happened to me, but I didn't go back immediately to go correct all of this stuff. Johan just carried on with life. I think baby also happened, and then eventually what happened, I think I left my previous work. Also, I left because I was in debt. Life was just lifing. I was in debt, but I managed to find myself a job at a bank, and it was a good time for me to cash in on my provident and just close up all my debt. At that time, I think we just bought our second house, and I also needed furniture for the house, so I did that and I got furniture for the house. And it's not until maybe the third or second year that things are just starting to only now become better between the guy and I. And as far as studying is concerned, it's on hold right now because I am I think I was figuring out how I'm going to do the certificate and go back. But also it's the fears of failing again, which I'm going through now. So it's not until last year, excuse me. So there was a time when my husband left his job to pursue business. I think you guys know from the previous content. And during that time was the time when I'm like, I'm also not feeling this work thing, by the way. I need to study. And work wasn't that great. I was working for a bank, and hey guys, that bank, till this day, I really don't know how people that are employed there are doing it. I really don't know, guys. It looks very fancy on the outside, but so I left for those reasons, and I left because I needed to do the school thing, and I wanted to also find myself in other areas of my life. I started a deco business, and that didn't work out, guys. A lot of things I do just, yeah, that's also something I need to work on, my consistency. But in any case, that's a collabo. But yeah, that didn't work out basically because, you know, people want nice things and people don't wanna pay. So yeah, and yeah, man, the previous year, yeah, my husband left and to pursue my studies, so I left that bank and I enrolled at a college, and then for my certificate that I need in order to go back to UNISA. So then, yeah, man, I studied. I did the most. I passed about, there's 4 modules in the certificate. I passed about 3 modules first time. Then there was 1 module. We are back now. Back that year when I decided I'm failing psychology twice also. So now, yeah, I failed this subject twice. And I'm back at that UNISA place right now where there's a subject I need to pass in order to, you know. Yeah, that's where I'm at now. And now, well, I got a job after some time. I think last year, when did I get a job? I got a job, and it was really just a by the by, hey, they're looking for people to go help with, you know what, right? And there Rose goes. And I have to say this, you know, with everything that, you know, I'm busy saying, it being negative about how my progression is going, one thing I've discovered about myself is that I can. When I do something, I do it to the best of my ability, and no one can do it like me. And one thing I'm particularly good at is admin. Guys, admin, yeah, shaya hands down. I could do it with my eyes closed. But what was so significant about this little piece job I got was that it was in line with what I'm studying. Guys, within the 6 years and everything that I've been telling you, I've never gotten a job that is also in line with what I'm studying, which I think is or part of, you know, why we are not aligned, you know. So this was when I got this piece job. It was sort of like, you know what, the universe is universing. They, the gods, they were trying to tell me something, and I received the message. I won't lie, I receive it. I know my purpose, and I know where I'm headed. You know, after this job, I know that this is my life, or this thing that I'm studying is actually my thing. And it taught me so much. I was in this sphere. I was like, it was such a magical feeling. Everything around me was just in my textbook. It has never happened in my life. And I think when I was at UNISA, the subjects that I had been doing hadn't led up to what I was majoring in, and I think that was going to happen in the third year, which I hadn't reached. Remember, I was at my second year. So now that I've been doing the certificate, I decided to do a certificate that is actually in my major. So the certificate was exactly what I'm going to be. You know, colleges are practical, man. Sienza umsebenzi, asikho kutheory. So now at this job, like, everything was about this. You know, I was deep in it. I was like there in the forefront. Yes, because Benyingwa Malume, guys. You guys will probably kill me for this, but Benyingwa Malume, guys. And you know what's sad, ne? I say you guys are gonna kill me because that also ended. But I'll explain later how it ended. But it wasn't a meeting, but also I think that also had to do with the universe. But as I was saying, Bengingwa Malume and Malume, guys, things are raw, ne? I'm gonna put it that way. Things are raw, but what I loved about it exposed me to a lot, like things that the private would have never exposed me to. They would have deliberately withheld from me up until I was at a position that was like higher up until maybe I was an officer or a manager. But in an admin, I was so exposed to everything and how it operates. Sitting here, I can walk into a private and know exactly how things roll and be the shit, basically. But yeah, man, I'm grateful for that peace job, né? But I'm also grateful for the fact that I am still studying towards this thing. The peace job made me realize how important this piece of paper is, how important and how much time I've wasted, and how much of wrong choices that I've made, basically. I've taken so much of my time and dedicated it to things that aren't of value, to a point where now I'm sitting at a place where this piece of paper is everything to me. You can give me a well-paying job right now, and I'm just gonna look at it because I still don't have this paper. I still don't have this degree that I am chasing. And I think I'm tired of chasing. I'm at a place where I just need to get it now. You know, I'm at a place where I don't want to compromise anymore. I'm tired of compromising. I'm tired of letting things wait. You know, I'm tired of letting it wait. It can't wait. So there's a quote. I remember my friend actually asked me about it. There's something I posted, and it's not a biblical verse. Hold on. I just want to check it out first. Okay, so the quote was, "Don't leave your coffee out for too long and then be surprised why it is cold when you go back." So that quote actually spoke to me volumes. because for the longest time I've put the studying thing on hold. And now that I picked things up, I was surprised when I failed a module. It spoke volumes to me because here I was thinking when I pick this thing up again, it's going to be smooth sailing. I'm going to pass this thing. I'm going to go back to uni. So I'm going to finish my degree. Things are going to be great. And as the quote indicated, my coffee is cold. And it's still cold now. And it's a very hard pill to swallow. I think I failed twice now. And things Guamalume didn't... I don't want to say they didn't go as planned. Like, Guamalume was great, man. I think they can also say for themselves that things went okay, like if not great. And now we're studying full-time. I decided to go back full-time. I'm attending classes, guys, because this is how important this thing is to me. It's been a month now. It's going okay. I applied for a remark for that subject, and yesterday I came back and it was just so heavy that the remark came back the same. I don't know why it was so heavy, because I'd already enrolled to restart. So I'd already registered to restart, but I sent it for a remark just in case. And I guess when the marks, they said the marks already, I gave myself some false hope of some sort that things were actually okay. That yeah, maybe girl might have passed. Girl did not pass. So yeah, I'm currently redoing the subjects in hope of attaining my certificate. I really hope things go well this time around. I'm praying every day for focus. I'm praying every day for strength, man. I'm praying for energy. There's less of stress, I guess. I'm no longer working. It's just me, the kids, and my life partner, and the studies. And you know, I'm such a perfectionist, and at some moments I do myself in. There's things in my life that I just want to be perfect, that I will let things consume me and lose focus on the next. And unfortunately, my bad choices have landed me in a place where I'm juggling everything at once. I remember when I went for my scan for my first kid, and the nurse's comments is still with me today. Those ladies, they don't, as in, abanikazi chance, they don't let you breathe. They don't care, actually. They just, whatever's in their heads, whatever's in their minds, they just tell. And that lady said to me, I think she asked me how old I am. I tell the lady, and the lady is just like, you children of today, you just want to do everything at once. Until this day, those words haunt me, because when I look back, not even when I look at my life right now, I'm literally trying to do everything at once. I am trying to be me, trying to be a mom, I'm trying to be a wife, I'm trying to be a graduate, I'm trying to work, I'm trying this career thing all at the same time. And there was a time when I was working kwa Malima where I just wanted to quit blatantly, because I just wanted to focus on school. And yes, there was a bird chirping. Not a bird. My brother chirped basically in my ear. He told me that's not happening. It's not back in those days where you can just go back to school. What are you thinking? And financially, just didn't think it's a good thing for me. And the words made sense at the time, but also, Wamalume, they needed me, so they called me back. So that also left, no room for proper decision to be made. I just felt needed, and I felt like I'm doing this thing. This is what I'm studying, and if they need me back, I'm doing it right. So let's go back. And when I went back, they even gave me a raise. So, everything was just making sense at the time. There was no point where a decision needed to be made. But honestly, at that point, I was making the right decision, because I can't do both. I can't do all of it, actually. There needs to be a sacrifice in between all of it. I can't have it all. And in my life, I've been trying to have it all. And there needs to be some sort of sacrifice. And in my life, there's never been a time where I'm dedicating it to nice time. I've always been a responsible child. Like, even when I was alone, with no relationship, kid with my mom, alone, I don't remember going to groove or wasting my money on alcohol or wasting my money on going on things that are like, even the trips I used to make were with meaningful friends, and half the time, guys, we were paying for shit, but we weren't really, like, we weren't really going to 5-star hotels now and wasting money. It was like really wholesome, reasonable trips to, Durban, and, so I've always been that responsible person. I've never taken the time to splurge on anything, So with the focus I have, if I give it enough effort and sacrifice something has to give. So that's where I'm at right now. Like I said, I'm spiritually pushing, praying, trying to align God with what I'm doing. Well, I can't align God, but I'm trying to align myself with God, what God wants me to do. But I am speaking to Him about what I'm currently doing in my life, so that He is invited into the space and He can do His work while I do mine. And yeah, man, spiritually connecting with my ancestors also, because, I think they've been doing work. They've been working overtime. They've been doing some good things, man. And I think at this time, I just owe it to them to consistently connect. Also, brief them with what I'm doing. I think I would align them, and they'd also do their work on their part, like they have. And yeah, man. Anyway, yeah, I'm at a place where we are working. In Rose's life, we are constantly working. Like, in my life, we're constantly working. There's no time where I'm just easy. I don't know when if that time comes. I don't know. It will be one for the books, one that I will probably, every day I will make it a point that I let it be known that, hey, this is now, I've arrived. But yeah, man, we're constantly working, and we will be constantly working, and I am happy you guys are back with me, and let's share this journey. Comment down below, let me know what you think of this video. What you think of this video, what you think about us being back, and also what content you guys want to see. I will be recording, and I'll be recording, unfortunately, I don't know, unfortunately or fortunately, I'll be uploading at my pace. I am studying, like I've said. Also, when I do get time with the kids and Silo, I'll record and be able to upload when the time is right. I'll be uploading, I think, after this video. I'll probably only upload after my exams in May. Hopefully I write very early. Yeah, man, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, guys. Come on. Some of you watch these things, but you haven't subscribed, and you want to tell me in the street there that, hey, I saw your video, but subscription, nothing. Yeah, man, thank you for watching, guys, and until next time.